Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
No!
Are we there yet?
Yes!
Dad, I'm hungry.
So what we've got here is the X8 Pro Omni. Now the main innovation that we've had with the X8 is in the new roller mop design. But we've also still opted for a premium aesthetic with the black and rose gold aesthetics. The station itself is slimmer and slightly shorter than our previous X5. And the integrated LiDAR, much like the X5, is really helping with that height clearance, keeping it around 9.7 centimeters. So not our slimmest out of our new range, but still very slim, still able to accommodate a lot of low-lying furniture. We've also introduced detergent injection with this model, so it takes the guesswork out of it for the customer, really to try and, so they are not guessing how much detergent they're putting in. You can just pour it in, it will manually inject it itself with an intelligent mode. They're also cleaning their mopping roller with a 45 to 75 degree variable temperature, which the unit will determine based on the room. So say if your kitchen, it's going to use a higher temperature based on the room name because it knows it's generally going to be a more soiled environment. You can see there the roller coming in and out as it needs to really find that edge and stick that thoroughfare line as it goes through as well. The extending is using a brand new TruEdge side sensor to identify the edge and keep a consistent distance away from it. And what it's doing right now is it's going to find the edge of the area we've told it to clean, and it will go through and clean the edge first before working its way inwards. We've also added a new brush extension arm, and that's to really help get into those corners and maintain that clean lines of square edge cleaning that we've had previously in our flagship models. There is an additional water tank on this model as well because of the roller mop. It is squeegeeing itself, it is cleaning the roller, it's only using clean water in the process. And that additional water tank is a 95 ml tank that will need to be manually emptied. So in addition to the dirty water on the Omni station itself, that is used for cleaning the roller at the end of the clean with that really hot water to break down that bacteria, break down the grease. And then in the process of mopping, it's then squeegeeing itself and cleaning that roller into that secondary tank. We've also introduced Eco GTP with this. Now this is a unique take on our previous AI-based systems with voice. This is really going to help people who maybe aren't familiar with the commands or the various tasks that you can make that do with the voice chat to be able to ask it, talk to it, and even get clarification when the Eco doesn't actually fully understand what you've said. And that's to really help just that ease of use and make the product more convenient to use as well. The clean water tank is 110 ml, so it's going to give you plenty of water for most runs. What I'm going to do for you now is just quickly throw down some coffee and hopefully you can get a good look at how that roller is working. So I'm just going to wait for it so it does a clean line. Where is it going to go? It's teasing me now. It knows I want to do it. So what you should see is realistically no residue left behind as that roller goes off and cleans the area. So it's it's gone a little bit on the roller. Yeah, so the good thing is when you're doing a small area like this, it will always do a double pass. So it's always going to double back over the same area it's done and will collect anything that's potentially been left behind. So I'll drop some more coffee for it. So what it's doing is working back and forth from those systematic lines to Was there anything you wanted to get of it specifically?
Well, yeah, so the main difference is between the X8 and the X5. So I know
yeah, sure. So
you're going to pinpoint the exact difference.
Yeah, so both of them, obviously the main difference between the two products is that the mopping system's been changed to the roller. So the navigational system was also updated to add in that side sensor. So with the AI cameras working in conjunction with that new side sensor, it's really helping it get a much closer and accurate picture of what it's going around. So that side sensor, as it's going around an object, now if it's something that it hasn't recognized before, it will scan the object, basically create a 3D render of that at a very simple level, and save that into its database. So with that visual learning model, it's able to store and learn additional objects within the home outside the 100 odd that we've already trained it on. Obviously, you can't accommodate for every different home sort of what you're going to find in there, and that's really designed to help with that. So you can see even something like a regular shape like a llama, it is really getting quite close in terms of that. And going around the edge. So that's definitely a big improvement over the X5 in terms of its edge cleaning ability. That was a primary concern with that product, but we've really found that adding that sensor in has helped a lot with trying to keep it consistently getting as close as we need to the edge. The overall height of the product is around the same as well, but it's really that roller putting 10 times more pressure on the floor than the pads have done previously to give you that hard stain mop lifting.
And the fresh water's new, isn't it?
The fresh water, yeah. So we didn't want to just have something that was going to recycle its own water. It would be very similar to what we're doing at the moment with a lot of the pads where it's not, it's leaching water out, but it's not collecting anything back. So really we went, look, we've already got the technology with our sister company, Tinico. They have a great roller. Let's use something like that. Let's see if we can implement it in a robot and give it similar results to a standard stick floor cleaner that you would have at home already.
So do you put detergent in this one?
Absolutely can. So this one has detergent injection in the station itself. So the detergent solution is not something you have to use with the product, but it is something that we recommend if you're looking for that little bit extra. So that's the tank there. You can just fill the solution. It will intelligently inject it into the water system as it needs to, and you can adjust that depending on if you find that you want a little bit more solution, a little bit less. Otherwise, you can just leave it to itself and it will do so at what it thinks is the best ratio.
Is that particular branded?
That's an Ecovacs branded cleaning solution.
Right.
So
can you use any solution? Or?
We would normally recommend just ours, and that's just mainly due to compatibility and the viscosity of the product. So we normally wouldn't recommend anything that uses particularly thick solution or has bleaches or detergents, and that's just because they can damage the small pumps over time. So we recommend sticking to the Ecovacs one or just using water, as they're 100% fine with water as well.
And why would a customer choose the X8 over the 50 Max or?
That's a great question. So this product really is aimed at customers who want that hard floor performance. So if you have hard floors at home, mopping is your priority, or it's something that is maybe you're doing already but is a big task. Maybe you're looking for something that's just going to take the ease out of it for you. You might already be using a floor mopper or something similar at home. So this is going to give you the same performance as your floor mopper at home in terms of that really good floor clean, really great stain lifting removal ability as well, combined with the high suction and intelligence. So it's really hitting all the points that we really want to hit there with intelligence, convenience, and also efficiency as well with the clean.
And obviously there's no carpet in this demo, but it's going to lift over carpet, right? That's
correct. So it has a 1 centimeter mop lift. So it's the same in terms of the overall height as what the X5 was providing. Not quite as high as the T50 Max with the new 18 mil, but it's high enough to accommodate most carpeted types. So most carpet pile is around the 4 to 5 mil mark, with really only your thicker rugs and that sort of thing usually being over that. So unless you've already got thicker rugs in the home, this will usually accommodate most carpet heights.
So this is for people who have a
predominantly hard floor, wood, timber, and especially with that water variation before. So I'm not sure if you saw, the product actually has 50 levels of water adjustment. Now, we've done that because customers in the past have looked at this, low, medium, and high is what we've had in the past, and sometimes low hasn't given them enough variation, or maybe it's still giving too much water. So what are you going to do for those customers? Maybe you've got hybrid floors, true timber flooring, and you really need to fine tune the amount of water it's putting on there. We've given you 20 levels below low. So this will really give you the customization from 1 to 50 in terms of really being able to adjust that water flow rate specifically for your floor type. If you find that you're getting too much water on one setting, you're going to have at least 20 to 30 levels below that to play around with. And that's really just part of making the product more customizational to the people's homes and able to be tailored to their own environment. That's just the T50M thing.
And is there anything else in the app that's specific to the X8?
We do have some cleaning. You do have some options with the robot. Let me go 1 sec. So obviously we've got our maintenance section here as well. This is a very good one for customers to look at regularly, as it gives you a rough idea of where the quality of life your accessories are sitting at. So it will tell you if your roll 'em up is sort of what the health of that is, and sort of give you an idea of roughly how long before you might consider needing to replace those. As I said, with something like the roll 'em up, it's about every 4 to 6 months. Our side brush is about every 3 months. Main roller about every 6 months. So with the actual advanced settings, so you've got a few different settings. So things that you will have across, so you've got the suction boost on carpet, that's pretty standard. You've got settings for telling it to say clean carpet first if you wanted to with your own settings. Sensitivity in terms of recognizing carpet. Obviously with a floor mopper, it is designed to looking at majority hard floor, but we're still anticipating that customers will have rugs, have those sort of things that may need to be tailored for. And then you have your intelligent deep mopping modes as well. Now this is your doubling back over the same area. So if it detects a stain, it will go back over that same area a couple of times to try and lift that off. You can now turn that off though. So for example, if you have stained floors or particularly dark timber flooring that might have those wood knots and things through them, if you're finding that it is trying to repeatedly clean that stain, you can just turn that feature off if you have a lot of those on your floor. As well as things like child lock and your adaptive edge cleaning, which is that extension of the brush and the rock roller as well. So all those really allow you just to tailor it. And then we have our Eco system as well. So for the new Eco GTP, this is really to help customers give them an idea of what they can do in terms of the voice functionality and commands. But really it's supposed to make it a little bit easier to get those commands out of it and also make yourself clearer. So for example, if it doesn't hear you properly, they will now ask for clarification. So if you tell it, hey, look, clean the living room, and it doesn't quite understand either what room you've said, it will actually ask you again, hey, sorry, what room did you ask me to clean? Or you can even tell it to clean manually by just messaging it on the app through the text messaging service as well, or get help with the maintenance and support as well.
One of the things that I noticed, not specifically with Ecovacs, is that if it gets blocked on the inside, it doesn't tell you. A lot of the vacuum. So like if a bit of flap or hair or something gets into the vacuum container.
Yep.
So it's only when you see it do a bad job that you open it up and go, oh, it couldn't actually put anything else in.
In terms of like, in terms of like tangles and that sort of thing, it will definitely notify if the main roller is stuck or the side brushes is stuck. Yeah. If you're talking about something getting lodged, say in that air duct or something like that, generally they don't have a sensor in there. Yeah. But we have enlarged that air duct specifically to accommodate larger debris, things like kibble, cat litter, which traditionally would be knocked away because it wouldn't be able to sucked in, or it would bounce around the roller and not be taken inwards. So the larger passageway is really there to help with potentially larger debris and also help prevent those obstructions if they do happen, especially with your thicker pet hair as well. Obviously, if it's coming off in clumps and it's having to deal with that, that's where the combination of the new ZeroTangle roller with the bristles angled at 45 degrees to help comb the hair inwards, and then that brush should help break that down as well to prevent those overall clumps coming in.